Alright, so most of y'all know how a couple days ago Ethan Klein stated that he was going to be suing iDubbbz for some shit he said on a stream. If you checked out my last video, that shit that he said was basically saying that Ethan molests his kids, a statement that was made by streamer Destiny, but Ian put it up on his stream for about 40 minutes because he wanted to get a rise out of Ethan because he made fun of him the day prior. Now, I expected no new news to come from this for a while. I was thinking at least a month, knowing how lawsuits tend to go. But yesterday, during the midst of me being busy with some IRL shit, Ian would actually put out an apology video, a 6-minute quick apology video to Ethan. And so, let's take a listen to it together.
I did display the very disgusting comment for 40 minutes, and it was wrong. It was a comment from Destiny, and I even said that I don't agree with it, but it sort of highlights how I knew that it was a wrong thing to put out there into the universe and show people. You know, regardless of the point I was making, it was wrong. I was angry, and I was like, how do I get this guy to, one, not clip me, not mock me and harass me on his live stream, and two, this guy's a fucking bully. I'm angry. I'm angry that this multimillionaire is silencing people and suing people who have a much smaller audience than he does, and you know, can barely defend themselves. And so I'm angry. I don't like bullies. So I wanted to do something that would have an impact, and, you know, without checking in with myself of whether or not that was a right or wrong thing to do.
So as you can see, Ian admits to doing this not only just because he wanted to get back at him because Ethan was making fun of him, he also believes that Ethan is a bully, and so there was two reasons to do this. Because he was being made fun of and wanted to get back at him, and also because he just doesn't like Ethan for what he does. Now again, to me, this is shit talk. Heavy, harsh shit talk, but it's internet shit talk. So I understand, like, why Ian did what he did. He was trying to get back at him after the day prior Ethan started some shit. Saying that he's a bully, it makes sense why he decided to further do it. Because to him, he sees Ethan, he's like, this guy's an asshole trying to sue all these people who he doesn't like, and no one seems to be able to stand up to him because, well, Ethan is a known litigious man. Like, I don't even blame the mindset. Was it stupid to do on the stream? Yeah, but it makes perfect sense, and everyone does stupid shit when they're talking shit to each other. In fact, we're only about 2 minutes into the video, and I noticed that Ian was able to get his points across in an actually understandable way very well compared to the past few years. So clearly he like wrote down bullet points or wrote a script down or whatever, but it was actually a well-scripted thing so far, so at least he still has some of the mojo left in him. The next major point is him mentioning how, in hindsight, when he thinks about it, using Ethan's kids as a cudgel in order to get back at him was way too far for him to do. At the time, he justified it because it was Destiny saying it and because he hates Ethan that much, but then says that even though he hates Ethan, using his kids as an attack point to piss him off was just wrong on a human level.
I didn't ground myself. I didn't think about, oh, like, who is actually being affected in this instance? And Ethan's family and his kids are being affected. You know, I just because I don't like Ethan, I think it's wrong to find an attack vector that is his kids. It's foul. It's not okay. And I think it was wrong for me to use the Destiny screenshot as a cudgel to make my point. I didn't need to use the Destiny screenshot to make my point. There's a million other ways I could have done it, but I didn't. And I regret that I didn't, and I regret that I ever put that screenshot on my live stream. You know, that's the main reason why I feel like I do need, for myself, for my soul, to own up to this and acknowledge that I went too far.
Now, this logic does line up with this whole discovered empathy shit going on. And I do understand what he is saying and how in hindsight this affected him and made him be like, damn, I was taking it way too far, I was being a dick. The thing is, again, my personal bias when it comes to internet shit talk is getting in the way because it's like, again, to me, it's just shit talk. It's some extreme shit talk that Ian took it to, but it's shit talk because Ethan was one who started it a day ago. I know that's just me. To me, internet shit talk has always been shit talk. And I do know that the snarkers and those crazy motherfuckers have been going at Ethan super hard. Again, calling CPS, the skull sent to the house. Y'all know the whole deal. And I think also part of this is Ethan seeing how even though he made it clear he doesn't believe in it and it was just shit talk, those crazy people who are trying to fuck with Ethan so hard and ruin his life, they're gonna see this and feel emboldened because a huge YouTuber is on their side according to their eyes. I think this is also one of the things that got Ian thinking about what he did, because while he doesn't mention that in the apology, which was smart by the way, you don't want to mention those crazy fucks at all, I think he saw how he was, whether directly or indirectly, feeding into these snarkers and this negativity, and he's finally taken a step back after this lawsuit threat came through and been like, damn, me as a person shouldn't involve myself with this kind of shit, even though I hate Ethan Klein. The rest of the video isn't much. He says he doesn't know what's going to happen with the lawsuit and that he wants to put his focus on making content rather than this whole drama harassment type shit that's been going on for what? Shit, almost 3 years now. Holy fuck, dude. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Now I know people are clowning on Ian on both sides because after seeing this, it makes him look like a soy beta cuck. Now I don't blame them. Socially, I can't say they're wrong. He does look like a cuck making this video. However, this was the smart move to make because Ian does not have the money to survive a lawsuit against Ethan. Let's be real. While we don't have any hard numbers, it's safe to assume that Ian is not looking good in the bank right now. Now for the people on Ian's side who are making fun of him for tucking his tail, I think they should refocus on the fact that Ethan is being a litigious asshole in this whole situation. Because you damn know well that most of those guys don't have enough money to afford some sort of potential GoFundMe for Ian. Almost all of them just make enough to live their life, if not broke as hell. And the biggest guy in the fuck Ethan Klein train, Hassan, well, he wouldn't even support the 3 copyright lawsuits going on. Now, I do know Ethan is losing one of them, so hey, maybe there is a little bit going on there, but I don't really give a fuck. I don't really like to keep up with this shit sphere of the internet unless it's for like a big project or it's that good news such as this one. So at least at the end of it all here, while there were some W's and some L's, there's no lawsuit that's gonna happen, and I think that is good when wrapping everything up. Now in a plot twist that a lot of people weren't expecting, Ethan Klein, just under an hour after the video came out mind you, would actually comment saying, "Hi Ian, I appreciate the thoughtful apology, it means a lot. I've instructed my attorneys to drop the lawsuit entirely." So yes, despite Ian's social credit score going even further below, this did end up working out here and he is now not going to lose a shit ton of money in this court battle. Now I do believe Ethan didn't do this purely out of the goodness of his heart or whatever, because as we know, this lawsuit was majorly against him in a court of public opinion. A lot of people were against this, even those who were usually on his side. And so when seeing Ian make this video, it was a great out to get this shit done with and forget it ever happened. Now Anissa, as her usual self, would chime in about this on Twitter saying how the Canadian legal system takes apologies and self-reflection as evidence or whatever. But I'm not gonna get into that much because it's Anissa. All she does is talk. She doesn't know how to shut the fuck up and just let her husband live his life. Because she is one of the reasons why he gets so much shit, because she just doesn't shut up about him. Now the comments are mostly just making fun of Ian, but there was 2 that I found that were a bit interesting. One of them was this guy saying, "I don't like bullies" in quotes, and then says, "bullies people." Now that was pretty funny because Ian did say, "I don't like bullies," and then went on to bully Ethan, and this really encapsulates this whole side of the internet. Lots of times nobody wants to really figure things out or talk things out normally or whatever. They just want to make the other people look bad, and this is a really good example of that kind of mindset that really personifies this corner of the internet. And then the last comment is pretty simple. Simply says, "empathy levels increasing." Which, while is technically true, it's just one of those fucking disses that Ian will never be able to live down for the rest of his life. Now, I think this is the end. Again, Ethan's probably gonna say some shit on his live stream, whether today, tomorrow, I don't fucking know when it is. And thankfully, this story is finally over because I am not planning on going into this corner of the internet again, unless some crazy shit like this story comes out in the future. As a reminder, check out the description so you can give me video ideas to my email below. But yeah, thank fuck this shit is over, bro.